Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nitro Freak here, back with a betting video. This will be my weekly segment, Moneyline picks from Nitro, and I'll keep tabs on my records, obviously week by week. And we have, 18 weeks this year since they added a game. So I will give you my thoughts, my opinions on the money lines, and what you should take to get that cold green cash every single week. So let's get started with week number one. And a lot of people are going to say, why are you doing the lines? Well, not the lines, but the money line picks right now on a Friday. Well, these lines have been out since April. So these teams are pretty much set. They've been set since April. You know, Vegas pretty much has a feel on what's going to happen. Anyone that knows the NFL has a feel on what's going to happen with these teams. Nothing really is going to change drastically. Talent pretty much matches up or doesn't match up. It's pretty much really easy to figure out since April. So we're going to get started. We got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This money line spread is minus 335 for Tampa Bay and plus 285 for Dallas Cowboys, which means if you risk $100, you will win $285 plus your 100 back for the Dallas Cowboys if you pick them. So they're a pretty big underdog in this game. Now, what's tricky about this one, and there will be a lot of upsets that I'll be picking week by week, but what's tricky about this one is a lot of people see that number, the plus 285 for the Dallas Cowboys. And I might mind you, the Dallas Cowboys historically are the number one team that people love to bet on, whether they want to see them win or lose. They're historically the number one team to bet on. Odds makers know that Tampa Bay is going to win this game. You know, usually if it were any other team against Tom Brady in this setting, especially with his age, I would pick against Tampa Bay. Since it's the Dallas Cowboys, since it's juiced up, plus 285 for the most popular team historically, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, minus 335. You'd have to risk 335 to win 100. I feel like that's easy money next week. There is no way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose to the Dallas Cowboys, especially with Dak Prescott coming off of injury. It's just a very suspect team. I don't think Mike McCarthy's one of the, I honestly think Mike McCarthy's a puppet. I don't think he's a good coach at all. So right there, Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 335, your first pick. Next game, LA Chargers versus the Washington football team. This is a pretty simple one for me. A lot of people are going to go football team here. I'm going with the LA Chargers minus 125. You're going to risk 125 to win 100. Last year, Justin Herbert, in my opinion, this year he's going to be an MVP candidate. Last year, he got the short end of the stick on at least 7 games last year, which made the record look absolutely abysmal. Justin Herbert is going to be a great NFL quarterback. And this guy will turn it around this year. He'll win a lot of the games that he lost last year at the last seconds. This is an easy game for me. Minus 125, lay the short juice. I think that's a pretty simple one. Take the LA Chargers versus the Washington football team. Washington football team, you know, they're in a really weak division. They can win that division, but that's not really saying much. Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know, he's an Asian veteran. You know, some days he's good, some days he's bad. I'm going with the better quarterback. I'm going with the luck of Justin Herbert this year. LA Chargers minus 125. Arizona Cardinals versus the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans picked up Julio Jones this offseason. They have a better coach than Mike Vrabel. The guy from Texas A&M that came over to the Arizona Cardinals 2 years ago, I honestly feel like he's just out of his element. Last year, they had a 5-game losing streak to end the season, missed the playoffs. Kyler Murray is fool's gold. He should have went to baseball. This is another easy one for me. Take the Tennessee Titans minus 165. I understand that people know that I'm not a huge fan of Ryan Tannehill, but overall, the Titans are the better team, and they're at home. Minus 165, you're going to be laying 165 to 100. That's another easy one. So if you want to parlay it with something, that's an easy one. All right, here we go. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Atlanta Falcons. You guys know my stance. Unfortunately, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be absolutely brutal this year. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, maybe winning 4 to 5 games this year. You're not going to see much from them. I just don't think Jalen Hurts has what it takes, and I feel like the roster has no depth to it if our players get injured. Sirianni, I don't know what to make out of him yet. I haven't seen much, but I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons minus 175 in this game. The reason being, for the reasons I just said, and we haven't won on the road in Atlanta since 2009. That is 12 years, folks. That's a long time. So I'm going to pick the Atlanta Falcons to win that game. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are a minus 286. This is a tough one for me because Ben Roethlisberger, it really depends on how he plays. I clearly feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers have the better coach in Mike Tomlin. I don't even think it's close either. Sean McDermott, you saw him as a Philadelphia Eagles fan. He's very good defensively, but, it really weighs on the shoulders of Josh Allen. And, overall, I feel the Pittsburgh Steelers have the better team this year, especially bringing in Najee Harris. I feel like they're bringing back a lot of good players. And historically, the Steelers are winners. The Bills are losers. This is my first upset. Take the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 245. I feel like they get it done, and they shock the Buffalo Bills at their own stadium. New York Jets versus the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers are a minus 230. I feel like that's a little steep. Just because Sam Darnold, he really hasn't done anything to cement a price like 230. I know they have Christian McCaffrey. I know they have some playmakers. But the Carolina Panthers overall really aren't that good of a team. And Zach Wilson in the preseason has actually looked pretty decent. This is another upset for me. I'm taking the New York Jets plus 185. I'm not saying the New York Jets are going to be any good this year, but I feel like this is a game that's an absolute toss-up, and I'm going to take the value with the New York Jets. I feel like they get it done. So plus 185 there. Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans, the first toilet bowl of the season. Both these teams are absolute garbage. You're starting Trevor Lawrence against, I think it is Tyrod Taylor. I'm not sure. The Houston Texans are plus 235 at home. This is a complete shit show of a game. Do I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be that pro-ready quarterback with a horrible offensive line and horrible playmakers with Urban Meyer, who is a glorified college coach? This is a toss-up for me. I'm not going with the favorite. I'm not going with the Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Texans. I'm going to go the plus 123 at home. I just don't think the Jaguars have done anything to show me that they're worth risking money against another garbage team, obviously. But they haven't shown me anything. In the preseason, they got they didn't get lit up, but they didn't show me anything. The Houston Texans, I know, are going to be garbage, but I'm going to go with the experience of Tyrod Taylor. And I'm going to go with them. I'm going plus 123 for the Houston Texans. San Francisco 49ers versus the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are going to be horrible this year. They're going to absolutely suck. Absolutely suck. They're home. They're plus 255 at home. There's a reason for that. Jared Goff isn't going to fix that team. If Matt Stafford, an MVP candidate this year, couldn't fix that team, Jared Goff, a less of a QB, will not fix that team. This is an easy pick, minus 335 for the San Francisco 49ers. It's steep, but it's well worth it. It's going to be an easy blowout win. So you're going to be risking 335 to win 100. That's probably a parlay option more than anything, but that's easy. That's easy money. Minnesota Vikings versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are the home dog, plus 145 with Joey Burrow. Minnesota Vikings have Kirk Cousins coming back. I just don't think the Cincinnati Bengals have done anything to grant value like that. The Minnesota Vikings, it's not even that steep. It's minus 177, which means you're risking 177 to win 100. I just feel like I'm going to take the experience here with Kirk Cousins. I don't think Joe Burrow's ready. He took a nasty hit last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jamar Chase could be an upgrade, but they still didn't upgrade their offensive line. They're going to get pounded into the ground. Joe Mixon, great running back. But overall, I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings, minus 177. I just think right now, I'm not going to say they're going to be a great team. I just feel like the experience is there. And for Joe Burrow, he didn't really do anything to make me take that value. So I'm taking the minus 177. I'm laying it for the Minnesota Vikings. Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is a tough one for me. I don't think Seattle's that good. They have playmakers. They have Lockett, and they have DK Metcalf, both studs. Chris Carson, running back. Obviously, Russell Wilson. But the Seattle Seahawks every year, to me, I know they've been winning, but progressively, they become one of those teams that I've kind of shied away when it came to betting because I just don't trust them. I feel like Pete Carroll's, he's on his way out, honestly. He used to be one of the better coaches. He probably still is one of the better coaches, but every year with coaching, you know how that goes. You kind of slip, especially if you're you get further and further away from those winning years, Super Bowl-wise. I am actually going to take Carson Wentz at home. I'm going to take the plus 123 for the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like the Indianapolis Colts this year are a sleeper team. It's going to rely on how Carson plays, obviously, but if he lights it up, not many teams are going to beat the Indianapolis Colts this year. And that's just how I see it. The Colts have a dominant defense. They have a dominant offense. They have playmakers, Jonathan Taylor. Obviously Ty Hilton is getting older. They have Pittman, kind of not really that fast, but he's tall. I'm going with the Colts. I'm going to go upset, home dog upset, Indianapolis Colts plus 123. Green Bay Packers, New Orleans Saints. Jameis Winston versus the Green Bay Packers. This game will be played in Jacksonville. And by the way, these odds are, I'm not going to say sponsored, but these odds are courtesy of Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia, now Rivers. Packers are a minus 220 road favorite. Aaron Rodgers coming back. I feel like he missed a lot of training camp, honestly. I could be wrong on that, but it didn't seem like he was there. It seemed like he was more like out playing Jeopardy, but he is a natural. Jameis Winston playing with pretty much the same playmakers that Drew Brees had. So if New Orleans Saints and Jameis Winston, if Jameis Winston is half the guy that Drew Brees is, I feel like the Saints can win this game. Like, I really do. Fuck it. Another upset. New Orleans Saints plus 175. I feel like Jameis Winston fixing his eyes. He's obviously playing at a neutral site in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, warm weather, just like a dome. He played in Tampa Bay pretty much his whole career leading up to this. He's used to the Florida atmosphere. And I feel like the Saints are going to win this game in the neutral site. So plus 175 for the Saints. Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are going to be horrific this year. The Dolphins have more experience, which is weird to say because you're going up against the New England Patriots, who have been dynasties year in and year out. But you know what? I just don't trust Mac Jones in his first ever game. He looked good in this preseason, but he played against backups. Tua's coming back for the Dolphins. I don't like what I've seen out of Tua per se, but he could play better this year, and I liked him at Alabama. Dolphins have decent playmakers. Gesicki at tight end. They have decent cornerbacks. I'm going to take the road dog. I'm going to go plus 130 Miami Dolphins. I know they never, as Tyson would say, the laugh-out Dolphins, they never win in Gillette. Doesn't matter. I'm taking the Dolphins. I just don't think the Patriots are ready to go. I think last year Bill Belichick looked kind of ordinary. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. And I like their coach. I like the Dolphins coach a lot. Denver Broncos, New York Giants, road favorite. And I'm not even being biased here. The Giants are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. Daniel Jones stinks. Saquon Barkley is the only bright spot on that team. You haven't seen Kadarius Toney at all in training camp. He's going to be horrible. Evan Ingram stinks. Sterling Shepard stinks. Their whole team just stinks. This is easy. This is one of my easiest picks of the week. Denver Broncos with Teddy Bridgewater, minus 148. You're going to be risking minus 148 to win 100. Easy road favorite. You are taking the Denver Broncos, whether you want to parlay it or straight up easy money. Cleveland Browns at the Kansas City Chiefs, minus 275. Now, this might be a tricky line to some of you guys, but it doesn't matter. Kansas City Chiefs, minus 275. Take it, nail it, do whatever you want with it. They're not losing. They are not losing this game to the Cleveland Browns. They're not doing it. Baker Mayfield, he's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is at home. It's pretty simple. Minus 275 Kansas City. Chicago Bears versus the LA Rams. LA Rams. I think Matt Stafford being in that offense is going to shred it up this year. Minus 315 for the LA Rams. You're going to risk 3-1 pretty much. 315 to win 100. I'm taking LA Rams. It's pretty simple. Baltimore Ravens versus the Las Vegas Raiders. What's funny about this game? The Raiders, they show glimpses of hope every single year, and then they just turn to dog shit. I think that this is a game where the Raiders could win, actually, but then again, you have that Lamar Jackson aspect. They lost Dobbins in training camp. Now they're stuck with, I think, Gus Edwards. They have some playmakers. Defense is all right. I'm taking Baltimore. Minus 190. I'm taking Baltimore on the road. I know that's that flashy pick, but I feel like Baltimore just gets it done. The Las Vegas Raiders lost pieces. They didn't add pieces, so why would I pick them? There's no reason to. And, Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's that Monday night game. So yeah, there you have it, folks. These were the picks run down. I picked the Buccaneers minus 335, LA Chargers minus 125, Tennessee Titans minus 165, Falcons minus 175, Pittsburgh Steelers in an upset plus 245, New York Jets in an upset plus 185, Houston Texans home upset plus 123, San Francisco 49ers minus 135, Minnesota Vikings minus 177 on the road, Indianapolis Colts home dog upset 123. I picked Jameis Winston and the Saints plus 175 upset. Miami Dolphins plus 130 on the road upset. Denver Broncos on the road favorite minus 148. Kansas City Chiefs home favorite minus 275. LA Rams minus 315, and the Baltimore Ravens, the home favorite, minus 190. I will be doing these every single week. Hopefully you guys got some information. Hopefully you take my advice, and if you don't, good luck. With that said, I'm out of here. Bye, guys.